Hey guys, my name is Heather Lindsey.
And my name is Cornelius Lindsey.
And I'm so excited that you landed on Life with the Lindseys.
This is so exciting. This gives us an opportunity to share our life with yours.
Yes, we're going to be talking about everything from entrepreneurship to ministry to your purpose to why you are here, family, parenting, relationships, marriage, sex, you name it. We are talking about it.
So thank you so much for joining us today with Life with the Lindseys. Enjoy it.
Hey, everybody. And welcome to Life with the Lindseys. I'm Heather.
I'm Cornelius.
And, okay, so you're like the real MVP because you're real hungry right now. And I know when a man,
just came from the gym.
He don't eat.
I took a shower.
It ain't looking good.
And I put on some clothes.
It ain't looking good.
And here I am.
It ain't looking good.
No telling what you about to get from me.
I know. I'm nervous.
In this moment.
So we're talking about seasonal friendships today. And
that's what we were supposed to talk about 2 weeks ago.
I know, but then
then what?
It's okay. We had a really great conversation that I'm so thankful for. And I appreciate our hard conversations. You see, I can't only just accept the good parts, right, of marriage where we're happy and joyful. Like I have to also appreciate the growth opportunities too. So I'm here for it.
Amen.
But we're talking about seasonal friendships. And I feel like
seasonal friendships.
And the reason I'm saying this is because I feel like I've been in a season of like pruning of friends. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I feel like my friendships go in shifts. Like some people have been in my life for what, like, you know, my Daylons and, you know, Daylon's been around for what, 20 years. You know, I have some friends that I've been friends with since college. I have a group of friends that I'm super cool with, you know, Brandy, Noe, LaDon, all of them. I went to college with them. So we're all really close and we're still friends 20 years later. Some people I believe will go with you through the long haul. I believe in like that Jonathan David friendship, like that soul friendship. Right. And then I feel like some people will literally just come in for a season in your life and that's okay. Mm-hmm. Right. But I used to struggle with seasonal friendships because I would feel like, I don't know, I would just feel like rejected that they were no longer my friend because in my head, like I want all of us to be friends forever.
Right.
I want us all to be besties and I want there to never be any conflict. And I want us to just skip off in the wind and hold hands and just live our best life for Jesus. But that's not a reality.
Not at all.
At all. And then like I marry you who's just like, that's not real.
Because it ain't real. I don't think it's real. I think that some people come into your life and they write their name in pencil.
I agree.
Because they fully expect to erase it.
Yeah.
Some people come into your life and they write their name in pen.
Yeah.
And they fully expect for it to be blotted out.
Yeah.
You use pen instead of pencil because it gives the illusion that this could be forever. Mm. And then there are some people who come into your life and they write their name in blood.
Come on.
And that means that
covenant.
I'm making covenant with you. Because when you find friendship is built with longevity, then it's connected with legacy.
That's good.
And when I'm your friend because of legacy, not just because of who you are, not just because of what you have, not because any of those other things, but when I'm your friend because of legacy, then it is cemented in blood. I wrote my name in blood. And the Bible says that a friend loves at all times. Yeah. And a brother is born for adversity. Mm-hmm. So you can't tell me that this friend you can't say, well, that friend turned his or her back on me. That wasn't, I think that it's erroneous to refer to the person as a friend.
They were never your friend.
They were never your friend. I believe that what happened was you misallocated a person.
Come on.
You put a person in the wrong block. That person was there, but that person just wrote their name in pencil. And that person wrote their name in pen, but you assumed that the red ink was blood.
That's good.
You just made the wrong assumption.
It was paint, that washable paint. Roman puts it all over everything and you freak out. But then when you go and rub it, you're like, oh, this so easily comes off.
Yeah.
So no,
you assume that it's permanent.
Yeah.
And we make that mistake a lot. You know, as people, we're human. We make that mistake.
Yeah, that's real.
To be in our life. You know, we want people to, we want to be like, oh, these, like you just said, you know, you want to believe this person's in my life.
Yeah. Let's all be besties.
Let's be good friends.
Yeah.
Let's hang out. Let's do that. But
you don't say besties.
No, I don't. I don't. So it's just like, you know, it's like you have to appreciate the time that they were there.
I
And
agree.
then you have to realize that some people needed to leave your life, not only for them, they need to leave your life for you.
Yeah, that's good.
Because God may have been protecting them from you.
Yeah.
And not just God protecting you from them. So,
but typically we always look at it like, oh, God's protecting me from who you are. But it's like, you know what? It could go both ways.
Yeah.
We can't have this like, I don't know, this like bitterness towards all these other people. Right. To me, it's like, okay, you're no longer in my life, but I'm thankful for the season that you spent in my life.
Right.
And I'm not going to roll over my mind over and over again. Why don't you want to be my friend? Why'd you go silent? Why'd you go weird? Why'd you unfollow me on social media? And like, you don't talk to me anymore. You don't engage. And we used to talk all the time. Like, I don't have time for those games, right? It's like this up and down thing. So if like you got issue, you have conflict, I feel like if that person's your friend, you should reach out to them and call them and be like, yo, what's up? Like, what's going on? What's happening? You know what I mean?
I think if the relationship warrants it.
I agree. It doesn't always warrant it.
If the relationship warrants it. I mean,
it
most
depends.
people I'm just like, well, I don't talk to you. So, I'm just moving on.
And that's fine too.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think for you, I think for a lot of people, it just really depends on how you look at it. Because with me, I'm just kind of like, well, I'm moving on, and in my head, I don't owe. And I'm not saying that anything is wrong with your approach.
Yeah.
I'm just saying for me and for people who may think like me, I don't owe anybody an explanation. Yeah. I don't owe anybody. It's like, if I unfollowed you, if I moved on, if I did those things, I don't owe you anything.
Absolutely.
You just threw me a bird. You an idiot. Jared
We're going to pray for Jared, y'all. We're going to pray for him.
Oh, man, I look up. He just threw me a bird. Idiot. Okay, my bad. Keep going.
No, babe, but that's true though. I feel like if it's a friend, like if my best friend unfollowed me, stopped talking, stopped text, I'm gonna be like, yo, what happened? Like, what's going on? We're supposed to be friends. Like, you're not responding. But I feel like if it's that person that was seasonal, came into your life recently, is acting weird, I'm like, I don't have time. I'm not gonna sit and call every person and be like, hey, you're being weird. What's going on? Like, no, for me, I'm moving on. Like if I value the relationship enough where I feel like it's a God relationship, that I'm a covenant relationship, then, oh no, I'm riding out. Like, yo, what's going on?
Yeah.
But what helped me early on, and I actually taught this in my life classes, I have 3 categories, like that holy of holies, where it's like your friends, the people, you're there and my best friend is there, right? And then you have like that inner court where it's like, you have my number, we're cool. We hang out, we might grab lunch every now and then that outer court, and that's everybody else, right? That might know of you, might follow you, different things like that. But what I found early on is that I was trying to give outer court people, expectation of inner court friends, you know what I mean? And you can't do that. So I had to put people in categories and help my expectations. I know we talked about expectations and not having them in one of our previous podcasts, but for me, putting people in categories helped me mentally to say, oh, I have no expectation of you.
Right.
Now, if you do something sweet or you're nice, you're supportive, great, but I have no expectation.
Right. So. And you have to make sure you give people boundaries. And
you're so good with this now.
If you if you really want to know who somebody is in your life, give them a boundary.
That's good.
Like I'm real quick to, like, somebody will text me and say, hey, you haven't called me in a week. And I'm like, well, you ain't called me either.
I'm busy. I got kids. I got a lot going on.
Like I'm not sitting around all day thinking about calling you. Like it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But you have to make sure you give people boundaries. Like, as somebody who say, well, I've been sending you messages, but you haven't responded. And my response was, that's because I have not had the capacity for conversation. That may not have anything to do with you. But it has everything to do with me.
That's so good. Come on.
I don't have the capacity to converse with you at the moment, because I only have the capacity to converse with the 4 people that I am talking to, because that is the height of my capacity. That's the depth of it. And unfortunately, you have not met that threshold.
I don't have the energy.
Yeah, until I alleviate the weight from this group, you don't really, there's no capacity for you. So I see your messages, I see them, and when I get around to them, I'll respond to them. But until then, you have to wait, because that is a boundary for me. And that is protecting my own mental health. That's protecting my own emotional health. That's protecting me, because I need those boundaries. And unfortunately, I don't necessarily value that relationship enough to open up my capacity just so that I can hear everything that's going on with you. We're cool. You have my number.
But people take that personal though.
Well, and rightfully so. I believe that the guy should have taken it personal. Should have taken it personal, because here's the thing: my boundaries are personal.
Yeah.
And because we're naturally prone to be selfish, we want to think about ourselves. Well, that means you don't want to be my friend. Well, it could possibly be in your head, but that's not what I said. What I said was I didn't have the capacity for it.
Yeah.
So until my capacity,
people don't like that truth though. That's too real.
Until my capacity enlarges, or until I find the room for you inside of that, I just don't have anything else to offer you, and that's okay. It's fine. And I say, well, I don't have the capacity for you either. Okay, well, thank you. Bye.
Have a blessed day.
I don't know what else you want me to say.
Yeah.
I'm giving you truth.
That's what I want to talk about next, but let's take a quick break. Now, we're all looking for creative ways this holiday season. And how are you getting creative, babe, with your holiday gifting?
I'm doing the 12 days of Christmas.
For me, I'm so excited. Now, I really hope Mrs. Fields is one of your gifts. Now, I love Mrs. Fields cookies, you guys. We all need some peace and love and cookies this year, y'all. Now, the good thing is Mrs. Fields is here to help you send some extra tasty holiday cheer. Now, we actually got some in the mail and I was so excited. The kids went crazy. They have this holiday cookie gift option available, and it's the cutest like little boxes, a little like Santa Claus, and it's so cute. I love it. The cookies are delicious. Our friends came over and devoured them. They just love the cookies.
Yeah, I mean, it's such nostalgic as well. I mean, many people know walking through the mall, you see Mrs. Fields. I mean, I remember seeing them as a child, like just drooling, like, Mom, please give me some Mrs. Fields cookies. So now that they have this holiday cookie gift option, it's absolutely amazing. Like my wife said, we got it. It was like a Santa Claus. Just looked really good. It's especially good for those gifts that you want to send to your family members, maybe those people who you can't go see because this year, you're not really trying to visit them, but send them a gift that we know everybody would love. And that is cookies. You have a ton of people on your gift list, friends, families, coworkers, and even clients. How are you supposed to know what everybody really wants? That's why cookies are so great.
Yes.
For over 40 years, Miss Field has made fresh baked gourmet treats that make you go, like those ooey gooey cookies, melt in your mouth brownies, and delicious handcrafted confections, always delivered with passion, quality, and homemade deliciousness. Now, listen, all of our listeners get 20% off, y'all. That's a great deal. You get 20% off site-wide with promo code LWTL at mrsfields.com. Again, that is MRSFIELDS. mrsfields.com. Just click or tap on the microphone at the top and enter promo code LWTL for 20% off your order. That's Mrs. Fields, MRSFIELDS.com, promo code LWTL.
Okay, and we're back. And I feel like that word truth is a hard word for people to have. Like, I can't tell you the truth because if I do, it's going to hurt your feelings. So instead I'll say, hey, I'm just, you would say that all the time. But I feel like now you tell me more of like exactly how you're feeling.
Yeah. But you don't,
and I appreciate
tell
that.
Me how you feel.
And you'd be like, you're not ready to understand how I feel. But and sometimes I shouldn't know how you feel about certain things.
Absolutely.
And sometimes he shouldn't know how I feel.
I'm protecting you.
And I'm protecting your heart too, right? There's certain things. Everything doesn't have to be this big blah. But I believe that we have gotten away from telling the truth. Like, I'm busy. I'll hit you back in 5 minutes. Is it really going to be 5 minutes or is it going to be 5 days? You know what I mean? Like, do we have a hard time telling the truth and actually sticking to it?
Absolutely. Because one thing is we're trying to preserve feelings. So instead of just saying like, hey, I'll be on the phone with somebody like, hey, you know what? I got to go. Are you going to hit me back? No. Oh, what are you about to do?
No, I'll be that's you though. That's like, so
I'm about to watch The Office. So you're gonna get off the phone. You're gonna get off the phone with me to watch The Office. Absolutely. Yeah. Because watching The Office, although I know I've seen the episode 1,000 times.
Me too.
For me, it is mindless entertainment. It is a way for me to de-stress.
It's good for your mental health.
It's just good for my mental health. I laugh at the same spots. I respond at the same spots.
He does.
I don't care, but it's good for me. Yeah. And yes, I'm getting off the phone with you because right now the conversation with you is not good for my mental and my emotional health. So unfortunately, one has to go. So, and I want to have time for myself or I might be in the gym. And, you know, the guys are great. You're not going to have lunch with them doing that today. And it's just a good time. But I'm in the gym and they're like, hey, you want to come work out with me? And I'm like, well, no. You know,
and they're surprised.
They're like, well,
because they expect for you to say yes.
You don't want to work out? No, I don't want to work out with you. It has nothing to do with you, but has everything to do with the fact that I'm in the gym and I just want to have some me time.
Let's talk about that. I feel like there's a people bondage that wears us out.
Absolutely.
Because we want to say yes to all of our friends. We don't want anybody to feel rejected. We don't want anybody to feel a certain way. So instead, we drag ourselves into the grind. We exhaust ourselves and we don't take that time for our own mental health. And then we're depressed and anxious and we don't feel good about ourselves and we're wore out.
Absolutely.
You're saying yes to everybody. It's like, I used to do that at my old church. I was in 5 ministries, like completely committed to 5 ministries. I was in grad school and I was working a 9 to 5 and I'm doing all this and I was so worn out, but I didn't want to tell anybody no, because I was so happy that I found a church home. So I said yes to everybody and everything. And then the Lord showed me like, Heather, you're burning out. You're burning out because you're saying yes to everybody. You're trying to preserve everybody's feelings, but you're not doing what I told you to do. So I love that you said, let's just be honest with people.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Like, hey, and we do that a lot with the kids. I'm like, I just need a mommy break. Like, I just need, and now they're like, you know what? Logan says, I need a man break.
Yeah. And he
Taylor does that too.
Yeah, Taylor, she'll go to her room. She'll go to her room. She'll get in the bed.
She'll like lay down, right?
Have to get on her iPad or she'll be watching TV or something.
Yeah.
And her thing is like, I'm just taking a break.
I just need some space.
And
that's okay.
You're like, hey, I want to go get in a massage chair. Like, that's cool because you need to break. Nobody just wants to sit around and just go crazy, like trying to please everybody. It's like, I get tired and no, I'm not Superman. Yes, I need a break. And unfortunately, I need a break from you. I tell you all the time, you need a break. You need to go somewhere without me
all the time
and without the kids.
And I have a trip planned this month and I'm so excited. Yeah.
Because you need that. That's healthy.
Heck yeah.
It's healthy. Like sometimes I tell y'all, like, I need a break. And then you be like, well, I want to go with you. No.
I don't say that no more.
No, you don't say it anymore. I'm just saying
I'd be like, go, bye. See you later, babe.
Like last Saturday, I took myself to dinner.
Yeah.
I sat down at the bar and, I took myself to dinner and the person was like, is there anybody joining you? Nope. Are you eating here by yourself? Yep. What happened? Nothing.
What?
Why the interrogation? Could you give me some water and bring me some limes?
Right.
I mean, it's like a whole interrogation. Like, well, why are you eating by yourself? Because I want to.
Yeah. That's funny.
I see you have a wedding ring on. Absolutely. Because I am married. I have 3 kids at home. Well, why didn't your wife come with you? Because I didn't want her to. Because I want to be by myself. Can I not be married, grown, and by myself? I want to chill.
And I used to get offended at that. Like, he doesn't want me to go with him.
Which has nothing to do
with me. But now I'm like, hey, babe, when you going to the gym? Like, can you go?
I was saying, like, yeah, I want to take a trip. And you're like, well, what trip are we going on? I'm like, well, babe, it's completely different traveling with you and without you.
Here we go.
But hey, you okay. All right. But I've
been better lately with paying attention.
Okay. Well, where was you told me? Like you went on a trip with like your friends.
Yeah. And then I had to be the leader. I was so annoyed.
The whole time you were paying attention and you were like, y'all need to get off your phone. You need to do this. It's just different. Because when I travel with you, we walk to the airport. Come on, babe. You're not paying attention. You know it.
I don't. I pay no attention. I know it just because you lead the way. So I'm like, just tell me what we're doing.
Yeah, it's like, no, babe, we're going, no, it's 8:32. Like, we're going to 8. No, we bored. I don't care what time the plane is taking off.
And I'd be like, you can go board. I'm going to go get some food.
We board at 9:40.
And then he's stressed the whole time.
I'm stressed because I'm standing in line. I'm like, babe, we board at 9:40. It's currently 9:15. We need to be sitting down, waiting just in case we need to board earlier.
So I just be like, babe, you go and I'll meet you on the plane.
But then that stresses me out because then you're by yourself and I don't want you to be by yourself.
I'm a big girl, babe.
You are a big girl, but at the same time, I don't want you to be by yourself. I feel like I should be there to protect you. Is that why you fight with
yourself? Was you standing there waiting for me?
Exactly. I'm legit because I'm like, well, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna wait at the terminal, but then
and I'm minding my business, chilling.
You are like you at the gate, but like you walking down, you standing in line, like should I get this? So I just come down there with you, and I'm just like, babe, like pick the food, let's go. And then or you got to look for certain water, and you got to do this. It's just it becomes a lot. It becomes a whole lot. But I can't when I'm with you.
Yeah,
it's completely different because I gotta Like even like, you know, going to get the car or with the kids, with the kids, like I leave y'all at the terminal. I take the shuttle usually and have to go get the rental car, come back with a rental car, you know, putting everything in the car, like putting the car seats in there, trying to make it as comfortable for y'all when it's cold, heating the car up. So the car is hot. So by the time y'all leave from the warm terminal, you can go a short walk through the cold and get in the hot car.
I appreciate that about you. Like I do. Like
I'm by myself.
I know I have to do all the work.
Oh man, I'll be like, man, this is golden. But then I get bored and I keep calling.
So you're not excited. You're not excited about our upcoming trip.
I know I am. I just know that on our upcoming trip, I'm be like, babe,
You be carrying my bags,
babe.
Yo, those bags get heavy.
I'm like, why do you pack so much stuff?
Whoa. You pack more than I do.
That's not what I'm saying.
Babe.
I check my stuff.
Babe.
I check my stuff.
I'm not checking my laptop and my handbags.
Baby. You have you have your laptop, you have your iPad, you have like 3 different Bibles with different translations in it.
I know. And then the different books I plan on reading that I don't read.
You have like 9 books.
I know.
I'm like, yo, what are you doing with all these? Like, why is your bag so heavy?
And then I'm like, I just need to read my Bible. I'm just going to read my Bible.
But I'm like, babe, why do you have 3 different translations? Like, you could use the Bible app.
No, I want to be able to write and study.
But just use one translation. Just use one translation.
And then I pack my water.
Yeah, and then oh my God.
That reminds me, I need to make sure I pack my water.
Oh my God. Yeah, you be overloading on that water, bro.
Anyways, we're not even talking about your bags because we're talking about friendships.
But
today.
no. My bags, I check my bags for a reason.
Right, babe, but you pack more than I do. Can you agree to that?
Because I need a certain amount of, I mean, you know, you need, I need shoes. I need your stuff. When we go to certain places, you pack like maxi dresses. Women, it's a lot easier for you guys to pack.
Why don't you just
like
pack shorts,
maxi dresses
and tank tops?
Because that's not. I mean, you know, when I'm walking around the resort or we're going to dinner at the resort, it's like having on a polo, or having on something else. Like this takes a lot more space than just, you know, you can wear that tank top right there. And,
is that the excuse you give?
And then just throw over your, what's those things called? Those Sherpas, the ponchos. You can just throw
like
one
a
of those,
shawl.
You can throw a shawl on and you'd be good. I can't just wear like
that is true.
I can't wear one of my tanks and just throw a jacket on.
That's true, babe. All right, let's take a quick break. Now, if you think your kids are picky, then you have not met the parents at Ritual. Now, after scanning countless labels for multivitamins that they could rely on for their own kids, they were like, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to make it myself. Right. And they made it with the high standards approach that Ritual is known for that parents can trust. Now, you guys, I want to introduce Essential for Kids.
You know, great thing about Ritual is that, you know, I take Ritual for men. My wife, she takes Ritual for women.
Yeah.
So for them to have a Ritual for kids is amazing.
I'm so happy. Finally.
We have 3 kids. And I love the fact that with Ritual, I know for us, it's easy on the gut. It's easy on the stomach. We make sure that we get all of the essential vitamins and nutrients that we need. Ritual knows how difficult it can be to get your kids the nutrients they need. I mean, for us, just getting them to eat something green is something. That's why they made Essential for Kids, to help fill gaps in the diets of ages 4 to 12 without making a single compromise to quality or taste. Not only do they have a natural citrus berry flavor, but they're also convenient by design. Each gummy features a 3-in-1 design that combines a daily multi-vegan omega-3 DHA and a good source of fiber per serving. Now, you deserve to know what you're giving your kids and why. With our one-of-a-kind visible supply chain, you'll always know what nutrients are in the multivitamins and where they're sourced.
Now, when it comes to what goes in our kids' bodies, they've got to be picky, and they've got pickiness down to a science. And I'm so thankful for that. And that's why Ritual is offering our listeners at Life With the Lindseys 10% off during your first 3 months. So visit ritual.com/LWL to start Ritual and add Essential for Kids today.
Again, go to ritual.com/LWL to start your ritual. Not just for the kids. Get the Essential for Kids. Also, make sure you get the Essential for men. Get the Essential for women. Make sure you get it for the whole
family affair. Okay. And we
what are we
are
talking
back.
about? This would be something about friendship.
Well, I know. But it's true, though. I think it goes back to it's okay to be honest. And if you can't be honest with your friends, you have to ask yourself, like, why?
Yeah.
Why can't I be honest? Oh, that person's drama queen or drama king. They're just going to flip out. I just feel like you're not going to have a healthy relationship if you can't be honest with each other, especially if that person's a covenant friend that you're doing life with. And
you want to, I think vulnerability is important to friendship.
Yeah.
It's important to friendship. And I also think that it's important to understand like where there is like this, I can be vulnerable, but vulnerability on the other side of it has to connect to a vault.
That's good.
It says, I have, like, I'm a vault that is willing to keep what is valuable to you, you know, because the true measure of friendship is that what I have is so valuable that I trust you enough that I'm willing to give it to you for you to store it in your own vault. But I think friendship requires vulnerability.
No, that's good. What I was thinking about was like every season in my life, I had adjustment in my friendships, high school to college. You know, all those people that you're around, you think you're going to be friends with them forever. You write in the yearbook.
I can't believe y'all actually believe that.
Well, the fact that
I will never talk to y'all again.
The fact that you said that to them, then like you've always been such a
senior class president. That was literally what I told them. I will never talk to you all again.
But who says that? The thing is, you've always been this way. So you've always been, you know, but for the majority of the rest of us, like 95% of us said, we'll see you again. Right.
People wrote that crap in the yearbook.
I could see you writing.
Came to town to sign your yearbook upside down. Here's my phone number, my email. Keep in touch.
And you probably said, I'm not going to call you.
But here's the thing. I didn't call you when we were in high school. We just shared a desk. We shared we shared a room. You sat next to me in a desk.
Come on. What is that? Situational friendship.
I have to be cool with you.
It's like
circumstantial. Situational.
People call it like your work husband, right? Or have you heard of that before?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah. So it's just people that you happen to be around all the time. So y'all are cool. But once you leave high school, once you leave college, once you leave your job, you're never going to talk to those people again. They were cool and they were cool for what it was, but they're not people that are covenant friendships. They're going to go
to church.
Exactly.
You go to the same church. Well, I thought we were friends. You weren't friends.
It was just, I saw you every Sunday.
Yeah,
so we
I thought I had a responsibility to connect, but we weren't friends. I'm not your friend. We just go to the same church.
And some people you might meet covenant friendships out of church, right? That you'll continue to be friends with. You just never know.
I've never had any, but
I have. Like I met all my New York friends that I'm still friends with to this day that, you know, that whole group, Sybil, Mary Jane, Lola, Rachel, all of them. Yeah. I met all of them at church and we're all Nadra. We're all friends to this day.
Yeah.
You know, so it's been 15 years with those friends. So, and I'm thankful, like we are ride or die. Like it's a good, healthy relationship. And some of them like Mary Jane, I've never had an argument with her. Sybil, we've never had a disagreement. And it's been 15 years. Like we've always gotten along, been on the same page, rooted each other's on.
I've had some like Channing.
Yeah, exactly. So some people, you know, you can meet at church and you can meet them on the street. It doesn't matter where it's at, but just understanding like everybody is not, it's like the interior designer is not going to do the same job as the builder, right? And I feel like we get upset that the builder doesn't want to do the interior design. It's like, no, their season ended, their time ended. Now let's move forward and believe God for better friends. Let's talk about this. Some people feel like I don't have no friends, or maybe my friends are unequally yoked. I want to talk about that.
Well, the Bible says if you want friends, to show yourself friendly.
Yeah.
And you just need to show yourself friendly, like be friendly, be open, be kind. Like if you want friends, like spark a conversation, you know, be friendly.
Yeah.
But if you don't want friends, like don't, like, you know, sit around in silence. Don't say anything. But if you want friends, I feel like you just need to be friendly.
That's real. That's real. Like and even if that means like I've heard of people becoming friends on like Instagram, like, you know, you have your Instagram besties that you've never met before.
Again, situational.
It's situational, right?
I never talk to you any other time.
Maybe you've met people on Instagram and you're cool with them to this day. You have. Jonathan?
I didn't meet him on Instagram.
Oh, I thought you did. Oh, well, I thought you did. But I just feel like you still can meet people and be cool with them. It doesn't matter where it's at. but show yourself friendly. And what does that look like? Maybe you join a small group at your local church. Maybe you message somebody and say, well, you know, I'm upset. Nobody wants to ask me to go grab lunch or dinner. Why don't you ask somebody like, hey, are you busy? Let's go. I need some girl time. That's what I do. Like, I'm not good with girl time. You know that. I'm not good with like leaving the house. I'm always here nonstop. But I've learned that, like, you know, I need to get out. I need to go grab lunch with a girlfriend. Like, I went to brunch, 2 weeks ago with a girlfriend, and it was so great. And it was so fun. And I'm like,
proud of you. I was like, look at you leaving the house and stuff. Look at you going to brunch.
I know I don't do it much, but
I will go eat by myself at lunch and be like, oh, y'all, you canceled? Completely fine with me.
yeah. Well, I've learned to like being with me.
Right.
Like, I like it. Like, you know, I went to a mommy trip and I went to Miami, and it was so sweet because you guys sent me cookies and all this stuff to my room, but it was so nice. I enjoy being by myself. I like me, right? And I like to be I don't mind going out to eat by myself. I just don't like driving. So that's why I'm like, babe,
that's one thing I'd be nervous about with you. I'm like, she ain't gonna be driving. We're gonna be driving her. I ain't there. I don't want her in an Uber. Like, even if I got a private car, it's like, then I don't know who the person is. I don't know the company.
You just be stressed for no reason. I did.
Like it's not my responsibility. I just try to give it to God. It's just, it's I don't know. It's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah. Well, this upcoming trip, I did rent a car and everything. So I'll just be driving. So it'd be good.
You rented a car?
Yeah.
You're going to be driving?
Yeah, babe.
Oh, Lord.
I'm an excellent driver, and I've never gotten into a car accident.
I'm not, but I mean, it was like 8-9 years of your life where you didn't drive.
But babe,
I'm an excellent driver too. And I've only gotten into, a couple.
How many red lights have you blown through? I just want to know, since we're being honest with the people.
I've only gotten a ticket for blowing through one red light. So FYI.
So we're in the car on, what was it, Saturday?
Don't worry about it.
It was Saturday. Was it Saturday? I don't remember. Oh yeah, we went out to like World Market. We're just running errands. We went out to lunch with Roman because the other two are with their cousins. And I mean, I just happen to look up, and mind you, when we drive, I don't pay any attention because my husband is not the safest driver. And I realized that I need to surrender that area. So I trust him. So I just let him do his thing. I happened to look up, and it was a whole red light, and he just turned like it was green. And I looked up. It was
yellow when I turned. And then as I was turning, as you looked up, it was red. But the light was yellow, which meant slow down. It meant caution. It meant yield. And
so when I looked up, it was red, and we were behind the line, and then he turned to the left.
The other cars were just sitting there, and they weren't going to hit my truck because, I mean,
your truck's bigger.
Is
that how men think?
It is. Yeah.
What was that?
I mean, it is what it is. But nevertheless, y'all need some friends, or you don't need any friends, or whatever.
Wait, no, you do need friends. I don't believe we're supposed to be an island.
We're not supposed to be an island. I'm just saying, like, people may be like, well, I don't need about it. I think that's just your hurt talking. But did you want to end it?
Yeah, let's take a break really quick, and we'll come right back.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, you can have friends, or you can keep friends, or you can do whatever you want to do. Because you grown. Ain't that something? You grown. If you want friends,
I think we all need to have good, healthy friends.
I'm gonna say this, baby. Yeah. Don't blame the new people who come into your life, for the old people who left your life. Like, if you're gonna be on a journey to having friends and to have new friendships and to have new relationships, don't blame the people who don't blame the people who came because of the people who left. Like, don't do that. Like, really start a fresh slate with the new people. Because if not, you'll constantly be projecting your hurt and your pain onto the new people, when in actuality, it was reserved for those people who walked away.
I agree. I feel like in general, I'm pretty open when I meet new people, right? And I'm like excited, but I'm learning to tread lighter and not like completely open up myself to brand new people. You know what I mean? You
are very cautious.
I'm more cautious. I guess when you get burned 100,000 times at church, then,
Mm-hmm. I mean, people are people.
Not so much with my friends, but it's really just church people. If I can just keep it real.
That's why I be trying. That's why I be telling you, like religious folk, just like, I don't know. I don't trust them. I don't trust people who are overly judgmental, because I feel like the old saying is true, that in which you judge the most, you struggle with, and you like to point it out on others, because it's really what is troubling you. It's very, and even as a pastor, it's very hard for me. Like when it comes to me with other pastors, like I feel like I can probably get along better with a rapper than I could a pastor. I don't necessarily trust that I don't know. Even when I look at the scriptures, babe, it's like, if you notice, even the people who Jesus spoke to, you look at the Samaritan woman, you look at the woman at the well, you look at these people you look at the parable of the Good Samaritan. You look at these people who Jesus showed compassion to, or even the man who had leper, who had the legion of demons inside of him, and he ran out and he said, "Lord, Lord, please don't torture me more." It's like, these are people who, they already knew what it was like to be outcast, to be pushed aside, to be ignored, to be all those things. They weren't filled with a ton of scripture. They weren't filled with a ton of thou saith God. They weren't filled with all these ideologies and all these, Christian colloquialisms. They're just like, I know how bad I am. And then I feel like, people, they learn John 3:16, they learn some stuff, and all of a sudden they just, I don't know, it's just they lack a sense of humanity. They lack a sense of being human. And I don't know, I
agree. That whole Pharisee thing, I don't like that either. That very judgmental Pharisee thing, I don't like. But I also understand, like, Jesus, he came with a purpose when he went to those people. He wasn't like being their friend. Like John was his friend. John laid his head on his chest. You know what I mean? So I feel like I still believe bad company can corrupt good character. So I feel like if we're going to hang with certain people, we're blending in with them and we're not being a light to them, I feel like that could corrupt us.
Hey, listen, I get it. I understand it. Rocking with you. Scripture is very clear on that. Bad company does corrupt good manners. But for some reason, I feel like people don't realize that bad company can still be in the church.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
And just because it speaks in tongues and says God loves you and is able to recite John 3:16, or can sing really well, or any of those things, just because it does not mean that it's not bad company. I could be sitting down with a Pharisee and that could still be bad company. Absolutely. Even though the Pharisee, or I could sit down with a Levite. The Levite is well versed in Levitical code, but that's still bad company. Yeah. So I feel like, we have to be very cautious on what we refer to as bad company, because the church is very clear in saying this is of God and this is of the world. But in many cases, I'm trying to figure out, well, please, for me, define world, because it really seems like world is very synonymous and very similar to what you define as church. So that whole thing just iffy, but nevertheless.
Even Satan can recite scriptures, right? Demons can recite scriptures. We know that. Right. So, you're right, babe. Just because they're sitting in the church doesn't mean that they're saved and living for God, and they can very well corrupt you. I feel like a lot of my friendships or relationships. Ashay, will you shut the door real quick? Roman's screaming his face off. Y'all can probably hear him. But I feel like some of those relationships, like boyfriends and stuff, did corrupt me, and I corrupted them, right? It was bad company. We were corrupting each other because we were both a hot mess. And I feel like the church is a hospital. So we have to have that mindset. But as we're talking, what I believe is important is that you work on you and you focus on you. I don't hang out with a lot of people in general. You know that. Mm-hmm. But I've learned, like, I can't change everybody. Even my super saved friend is going to fall. We all are. Nobody's perfect, right? But I've learned that, you know what? I'm not going to focus on what everybody else needs to change and work on. I'm going to work on what Heather needs to change and work on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's real. And if you feel like you're in a season right now where you've lost a lot of friends because you're living for Christ, maybe your old friends want to go to the club and party and drink, and you're like, I can't do that anymore. Like, I have to separate. And I had to even separate myself from a lot of people that used to party and hang out really hard in college, because I made a choice that I was going to live for God. And I had to separate from them. And I felt like I went through a very dry season of not having a lot of friends. And then I had that one friend, Daylon, I would blow her up on a regular basis. And there's times she wouldn't answer and I would get so mad and so frustrated. And then I remember the Holy Spirit telling me, you're depending on her. You've created an idol out of your friendship and you run to her every time you have a problem, every time you have an issue. When are you going to run to me? So I felt like God almost kept friends back from me for a season so I could learn to get my foundation right in him.
Yeah.
That's all your responses to that?
Yeah.
Were you paying attention or you're hungry?
Combination of both. I mean, I was paying attention. You were saying you were friends with Daylon and God was telling you you're making an idol out of the friendship, but you guys had a friendship and that was the context of what you were saying.
Anyways, I'd get my foundation right. And sometimes you might be draining that friend. That's real though. You might be calling them for all your issues, calling them for all your problems. And God's jealous for you. He's like, I want a relationship with you. I want you to run to me every time you have a problem. I don't want you to run to Facebook or your phone or your mama or everybody else. Like run to me so I can reveal to you what you're supposed to be doing. So.
That is hilarious. We were talking about separating yourself from people and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I do think that kind of stuff is important. You need to separate yourself from certain people, especially when they're leading you.
Those friends were wild. They was wild, babe. They used to turn up. I needed to separate.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is.
I had to separate because I felt like I was standing on a chair and I wasn't pulling them up onto the chair. They were dragging me down to the chair and dragging me back to my past and things that I did not need to be doing. And I'm so glad that I pulled away for that season. So if God's leading you to pull away, do that. It's okay. It's okay for you to work on you, for your mental health, for your spiritual health. Yeah.
Doesn't make them, I want to clarify, it doesn't make them bad people. It does not make them bad people. Just because what they're doing is different than what you're doing. And I want to make sure that just because you are pulling away from somebody, that is not, I mean, you go work on you, but that is not your opportunity to now become judgmental towards
and like them. Look down on everybody else.
And that happens a lot. It says, well, I got to separate myself from you because I don't think that, you really, you're not living for God now. And that, I hate to tell you, but that does not draw anybody closer into the faith. It only makes people feel like, oh, so now you up here and I'm down here. And that doesn't make anybody be like, oh, well, you know what? Well, let me rise up so I can be on your level. Because most people look and say, I don't want to be like you now. Because now you snooty patootie. And now, I don't know. It's just.
So I separated from those friends, but I realized I had to control the environment. Meaning like, hey, girl, you want to hang out? Yeah, come to church with me on Sunday and let's go out to eat afterward. Like I found I had to control the environment. Because like I said, that's not who I was. They're like, why don't you want to hang out anymore? Why don't you want to go to the club? Because of my relationship with God, I don't think I'm better than you.
I don't to the club.
Oh yeah.
What club you going to?
Some club in East Lansing where I went to college, baby. I don't remember. But
what club? You remember the name of the club?
I don't. Jesus. I didn't go that many times. But
what kind of music was it?
It was rap music, babe. And there was like drug dealers.
What?
It was intense. It was a lot. It was a lot going on. Rappers, athletes. It was intense.
Jesus.
Where you wear next to nothing, but then I feel like those people are going to naturally feel like you're looking down on them because you don't go to the places they used to go. And that's a reality. I think and you can't control that.
If they are friends, if they are your friends, then I feel like, but what I'm saying, just because they're doing something different than you're doing, does not, remember the Bible says a friend loves at all times. I don't think that is loving to just say, I'm going to separate from you, but I'm not going to communicate.
But that's people bondage then, babe.
No, it's not. If they are your friends, if that person is your friend, then they say, well, why don't you want to come do all that? I think that a conversation could be warranted.
Yeah.
Like what I said earlier, some people, they maybe they're not warranting the conversation. But if these are your friends, they're being like, well, you know what? Honestly, that's not stuff I want to do anymore. Like, I'm still cool with you. I still love you. I still like hanging out with you. I still like talking to you. But one place I just don't want to go to for me is the club. Like, I don't want to go to the club.
You know what's funny? So that group of friends, like the turn up group, like they were very seasonal. I was only cool with them for maybe a year or two. But my actual friends like Daylon, Noe, Brandy, all of them, it's funny, they would come visit me in New York City and they would want to go to the club. And every morning I would have Bible study at like 5 a.m. at my house.
Why would you do that to them?
Because that's what I do every morning. I have Bible study. So I invited them like, hey, y'all can come at Bible study. So I would kick them out of my room. I let them sleep in my room and I would sleep out on the couch. And I would sleep on an air mattress and be like, hey, y'all, we're having Bible study. Who wants to come in the room? Because I would dance and worship, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the bathroom was, you had to leave to go to the bathroom. And I didn't, I don't like anybody interrupting my time with Jesus. So it's so funny. Brandy and Noe would just go out to the couch while I'd be in there dancing. They'd be like, what the heck is she doing? Praying in tongues. I would be going in. But I had a plan for them. And they're still my good friends to this day.
They are hilarious.
They are.
I love them.
The funny thing is, I'd be like, I would have a whole itinerary for the whole day, babe. I would exhaust them. I would have them all over Soho, NoHo, Times Square. I would take them all over the city and get them so exhausted that they didn't want to go to church. NoHo. Or they didn't want to go to the club at night. And so it's so funny. By the fourth day, they figured out what I was doing. They were like, you getting us too tired to go to the club. No, we sleeping all day today. And I'd be like, no. But it was a healthy, good relationship. And to this day, they'd be like, girl, I don't go to the club now because I'm tired. But I might do a little drink here or there. But that's okay. I'm not them and they're not me. And it's okay.
That's what I was getting to. And I think that is healthy.
Yeah.
And recognizing that, because, people, especially, I don't want to just say just church folk, but people like to throw around that phrase unequally yoked a lot.
Yeah.
Because they've come to define it as we are equally yoked if we all think the same, which is erroneous. Yeah. You will not always think the same. Maybe we have some differences. Yeah. And that is completely fine. That is completely fine.
And that's exactly
when I look at your friends now, they are not like you.
Thank you. I'm glad you see that.
They're not
like me at all.
They're not like you. And that's cool.
And that's
great.
And we've been friends for years, but we understand each other's boundaries.
We understand those.
So they're not trying to pull me off like, girl, come on, let's go get a drink. Let's get some wine. Like they know I don't drink. They know that's not my thing.
They know I'll go with them, but they know you won't.
Exactly. Yeah. So we have those boundaries and it's okay. We've accepted each other and we love each other.
Absolutely.
And we don't try to change each other.
Because people be trying to change. Like people can't be, you can't tell me you're going to be my friend and you got to change to be like me. Like I don't want to be your friend then. I'm not changing to be like you. And then number 48, who the heck are you for me to change to be like? You know what I'm talking about?
You have such an amazing soul, baby. You do, an old soul. Like he's been like this since he was about 3.
If I got to change who I am to be your friend, it'll be better for me to walk away.
Yeah,
because you will not like the person that I become.
I agree.
And I just don't want to be around you. And I've told people that before. I'm like, you know what? You want me to be somebody else in order for me to be accepted by you.
But I feel like it goes both ways.
Number 84, I don't need to be accepted by you because you're not that important.
But you also have to accept other people that are different too.
No, you have to accept other people that are different. I feel like that is because people are different.
Yeah.
And I feel like we should highlight our differences and stop throwing up this whole thing where, now we unequally yoked.
Yeah. No.
Like, what is that?
It was funny. We were watching The Crown yesterday and I was getting real crunk on Prince Charles. And you were like, no, that is not what we're doing. And I was like, but that's who I am. So that's what we're going to do.
Oh, you're talking about, Prince Charles, if he would
have been committed to his wife and not with his eyes over at Camilla.
Okay, but the Crown is satire. It is a drama show. You can't watch The Crown and assume that is historical data because it's not.
But I still went off and you were like, you're not going to go off. And I was like, but I am because that's who I am. But he's like, you know what? You're right, babe.
You can do that. But we do that a little bit softer.
Boundaries.
And we have some boundaries.
Wait, no. Why can't I turn up, but you can?
It's different.
Whoa, that's a double standard.
And I have told you over and over again, double standard doesn't exist.
No, there's no double standard. That's not fair. No, it's not.
I didn't make the rules.
That's my boundary.
I didn't make the rules.
No, that's yours, not mine.
I didn't make the rules. I apologize, but yes, there's a double standard.
Right, no.
There's just things
there's
I
not.
can do that you are just not allowed.
That's what you think. That's what you think.
I'm just going to piss some women off. Let's go piss them off.
They're going to be sending us so many messages like, Heather, I know you're so oppressed. Oh like God. He beat you at night.
Don't piss them off. Oh, but remember, just like my grandfather always say, it's better be pissed off and be pissed on. So
but you know what's funny? Like, we take jabs all day. I'm like, your role as a man is you need to like provide, you need to take out the trash, you need to put the cars in.
Check.
And then he'd be like,
you need to get her fix me something to eat there. Why you got on house? You supposed to be barefoot.
I'll be butt naked if you want me to be.
Yeah, shot in the yakada. But when you cooking the food that I want, it's go. I don't know if you want to cook naked, because if you cooking that bacon grease will and you don't want bacon grease all over your titties. I'm just saying, when it hits you.
Could you imagine?
I've gotten scalded.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna do that in front of the kids. What do you think they're gonna do?
Cook naked in front of the kids?
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm talking about the nursing kid.
What nursing? No, absolutely not.
Could you imagine? He would freak out.
No, absolutely not.
His eyes would get so big. I'm still nursing Roman, you guys. He's 2.5.
Okay, we're talking about friendship.
I'm really trying to wean him.
Y'all, we're done.
Make sure you subscribe.
Make sure you get some friends, all that kind of stuff, man. God bless y'all. Middle finger, two fingers in the air.
2 fingers in the air. 2 fingers. Okay, I thought you said something else.
No, introduce it.